Welcome back, Renegades. Today we got some gameplay with green Bonney in the OP09 meta. We'll be facing off against Lucci, blue-red Marco, and green Uda. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you like the content, your friends may as well. Alright, let's get into it. First matchup, we got Bonney versus Lucci. We choose to go second here. We're going to keep this opener. And we got two Bonney searchers, a Rosinati blocker, a Carrot, and a Shanks. Opponent's going to get a Dawn. They're going to use Tempest Kick here just to draw a card and passing it back to us. Two Dawn here. We're going to play out a Bonney Searcher. We're going to use the ability here, grabbing a Basil Hawkins. Just passing it back. Opponents at 3 Dawn now. They're going to swing 5 with their leader, using their leader effect to give the Bonney Searcher -1. We're just going to counter out here. Opponent deploys down a Brook, finishing off the Bonney Searcher, and just passing it back to us. 4 Dawn now. We're going to attach 3 Dawn here to our leader, swinging at 8k into life, leaving 1 Dawn open for our leader effect. They did take that hit, we'll just pass it back to them. Opponent's going to put all 5 of their Dawn onto their leader, and they're going to chip 10 into 5. We take this hit. Back to us. We're going to have a 2k. We're going to play out the Cavendish, getting a couple Dawn back to active. We're going to pressure 7k into that Brook. Opponent's going to let that go. We're going to pass it back, leaving 1 Dawn open. Opponent's going to put 1 Dawn on their leader, going 6 into life. We're not going to use our card effect, but we will use... we're going to use a 2k counter here to get out of it. They're going to play Helmeppo, giving the Cavendish -4, finishing it off with Lucci by placing cards at the bottom of their deck. Back to us. Drawn to another Bonney Searcher. We're at 8 Dawn already. We're going to deploy out our Hody Jones, resting both their characters, taking a top life. We're going to pressure with Hody into the rested Lucci that we did, and then we're going to finish off the Helmeppo here with Bonney. Leaving 1 Dawn open, just passing it back. Opponent's going to swing 5 into life. No reason using card effect. No blocks. We're going to give him a counter. Opponent's going to use a Tempest Kick here, giving Hody Jones -4 total with leader effect. And the Tempest Kick, they're going to deploy out their Gecko with a Lucci Helmeppo, giving it -7 overall. Using the Lucci character on play, they're going to get rid of our Hody, passing it back to us. We're at 10 Dawn now. We're going to put 3 Dawn on our leader. And we're going to pressure 8 into life here. They're going to take this hit, and now we're going to play out a Basil Hawkins, leaving 1 Dawn open for leader effect. Opponent's going to put 1 Dawn on their leader, going 6 into life here. We're going to use our card action this time to rest down their Gecko. We're going to say no block. We're going to take the hit. We get a Shanks. We have 3 Shanks in hand now. Hody, Cavendish, Rosinati, and Carrot. They're going to pressure 6 into life. We're going to give them the counters to get out of this hit. And now they're going to just swing 3 with their Helmeppo. We just take that because it doesn't do anything. They're going to play out another Helmeppo, giving -4 to the Basil Hawkins, and then trying to play down a Lucci to try and remove it. However, Basil Hawkins has an effect that when I try to remove it, I could rest one of their characters. Opponent scoops it up here, realizing what happened. Here we have Bonney versus red-blue Marco. We chose to go second here. We did take a mulligan. So the opponent got a Dawn, used their leader effect, passed it to us. We're at 2 Dawn. We're going to play out a Bonney here. We're going to use the search, grabbing a Eustace Kid, passing it back to the opponent. Opponent's going to go 5 into the Bonney. We're going to give that one up. They still have 3 Dawn to work with. They're going to play out Chopper, the 3/5. They're going to find the Chopper 1-drop blocker from starter deck 1. Back to us. We're going to pressure the 5 into that little rested Chopper there. They're going to give that up. We're going to use 2 to play out a killer blocker, passing it back to the opponent. Opponent's going to use their leader effect here, drawing a card, putting a card back on top of their deck, and then giving one of our characters -2,000, which is the killer. They're going to put 1 Dawn on their Chopper, swinging 6 into life here. Looking at their cards, they get a 4k Chopper. They can't use anything from their hand, apparently. And we're just going to counter out of that hit. Now they're going to go 6 into life. We're going to say no block. And we're just going to give them a 2k. Opponent still has 3 Dawn to work with. They're going to play out another 4k Chopper with nothing from hand. Back to us. We draw into a Carrot. We're going to deploy the Carrot, We're going to lock down that 5K chopper, and then we're going to pressure the 4K rested chopper. They're going to give a counter for that. We just pass it back, leaving one Dawn open for leader effect. Opponent's going to do their leader effect, putting one Dawn on Marco, drawing a card, putting one on top, giving the carrot -2. Now they're going to swing 5 with the 4K chopper. We're going to use leader effect to rest down the other chopper. And we're just going to take this hit, getting another Cavendish. Opponent's going to go 6 into life here. We're going to take this. We get to use this kid from life. And now they play down a 5-6 rush ace. So we're going to have to take that too. We get a 10-drop Dopey. Back to us. We're going to deploy down the Basil Hawking so we have a blocker. We're going to chip 5 into that one of the rested 4Ks. Freezing down the ace with our carrot. And now we have another 6K swing. We're going to pressure the other 4K chopper. Leaving one Dawn open for leader effect. We have 2 blockers readied. Back to the opponent. Doing leader effect again. They're giving carrot -2K. They're going to play out silvers, giving the basil and the carrot -3 and 2, and then popping the carrot. They're going to pressure 6 into life with leader. We're going to use leader effect to rest down the silvers. We're going to say no block, give them a 2K. They're going to go 5 with their chopper. See if they can find anything off life. They didn't. So 5, and we're just going to counter out. Back to us. We're at 10 Dawn now. We're going to drop the 10-drop Dopey, locking down their field. And we're going to attack with Bonney into the rested 5K chopper. See if they give a couple counters out of hand. They do. They give us a 2K, which is good. So, passing it back to the opponent. They're going to use their leader effect, giving the Basil Hawking -2K. They're going to use Red Rock here, putting the Doflamingo to the bottom of the deck. Putting 3 Dawn on their 3-5 chopper, making an 8K swing into life. We're just going to... debating here if we want to give him a blocker. Yeah, we're going to give him the killer blocker here. Back to us. We draw into a 7-drop Hody. We're going to drop the Shanks, getting rid of their silvers. We're going to attack 5 with our leader into their rested 4K chopper that came off of life. Or came off the top of their deck with their chopper effect. They're going to counter out of this, and now we're going to use our 7K Basil to go after that 6K Ace. And that's out of the way. Leaving one Dawn open for leader effect. We have 2 kids in hand. We have another Shanks, a Hody, and a Cavendish. Opponent's using leader effect again. With Marco giving the Cavendish -2K. Putting 1 on their 3-5, making a 6K swing at the Basil Hawking. And putting another chopper blocker down. We're going to give them that one. And then they're going to drop a 5-6 ace with rush again. 6 and a 5 here. We only have a 1K counter, so we have to take this. And then they're going to play down a 3-5. They don't think they found anything. Back to us. We're going to deploy out the kid. And then we're going to use his effect to put down a killer blocker. Using Shanks to pressure in to their rested ace. And then we have a Bonney swing. We're going to go into their 5K rested chopper here. They gave that up. Still leaving one Dawn open for leader effect. They have 2 blockers in the 5-6 chopper. They play a Red Rock here. And what they took, they got rid of our kid to the bottom of our deck. They're using their leader effect here, giving our Shanks -2K. 4 Dawn on their leader, making a 9K swing. They're going to go after life here. We're going to use our leader effect to rest down that 3-5 and use our blocker to save that hit. Back to us. Let's see. We're going to go 11 with the Shanks into the rested 5. They give that up. We're going to play out a kid again. Going to use this effect. We're going to put Rosinati down this time and pressure 5 into life with our leader. Opponent takes this hit, leaving 1 open, passing it back to them. Opponent's going to use their leader effect again. This time giving the kid -2K. And then they're going to use Gravity Blade to get the Rosinati to the bottom of the deck. Putting the remaining Dawn on their leader, making an 8K swing into our kid. We're going to rest one of their blockers with leader. We don't really have the counter, but we're going to use what we have to save it. And back to us. So we're going to play out the Shanks again, just popping one of their characters. Here we had to choose between putting the Dawn on the kid or leaving it open. We're just going to leave the Dawn open, pressuring 8 with the kid into life. They take that. We're going to go 11 with Shanks into life. They take this. Now we're going to go 5 with Bonney here. They're going to counter out here. We're going to leave the 1 Dawn open so we only have to worry about 1 attack. They're going to put 5 Dawn on Chopper here, going 10k, or 9k, sorry, into life. We're going to use our card action to rest their leader. And we're going to take this hit. They still have 5 open Dawn, but the opponent scoops it up here. Alright, last match, we have Bonney versus Uda. Opponent chooses to go second. We take a mulligan here, getting a Dawn. Passing it to the opponent. They get their 2 Dawn, passing it back to us. We're going to put 2 on our leader, going 7 into life. Opponent's going to take this hit. We just pass it back. Opponent's going to use New Genesis to get a Brook. And going 6 into life here. We're going to say no counter and give him a 2k. They're going to play out a Katakuri. Back to us. We're at 5 Dawn. We're going to play out Cavendish here, getting 2 bound back. And we're going to go 6 into life here. They're going to counter out. And we just pass the turn, leaving 1 Dawn open for leader. Opponent's going to put 2 on their leader, going 7, revealing a Hody off top of deck, so they don't get to draw that. We're going to say no blocks, and we take this hit. We rest down their Katakuri. They play Brook into Gordon. Back to us. We're going to play out a Basil Hawkins, putting 1 on our Cavendish. We're going to pressure 7 into that rested Katakuri, getting 2 Dawn back. They're going to use their blocker. We're going to put 1 on our leader and go 6 into life. They take this hit as well. We just pass it back to them. They're going to use Backlight here to get rid of our Cavendish. They're going to put 1 on their leader, going 6, revealing a Backlight from top of deck. We're going to rest down the Brook here, and we're just going to counter out. Opponent's going to play their Uda here, giving a rested Dawn to their Katakuri, swinging 7 into life. We're going to take this. We get a carrot. Back to us. We're at 9 Dawn. Going to drop down the carrot here, locking down their Katakuri. Debating between Razanati and Killer. We're going to choose Killer. And then we're going to pressure 6 into the Brook with our leader. So we have 2 blockers, and just passing it back to the opponent, leaving 1 Dawn open for effect. Opponent's at the 10 Dawn. They're going to put 2 on their leader, going 7 into life, revealing a Brook from the top of deck. We're going to say no blocks here. We're going to take this hit, and now they play a 7-drop Luffy blocker and into a Brook, and passing it back to us. So we're at 10 Dawn now. We're going to play out the Kid, putting 1 on the Kid. We're going to use its effect to put down the Razanati blocker. We're going to go 6 with the carrot into the rested Uda blocker. We're going to freeze the Uda. They're going to use their blocker here. Now we have a 5k swing. We're just going to pressure life with leader. And then we're going to go 7 into that rested Katakuri. And we get a 2k out of hand. Passing it back, leaving 1 Dawn open. Opponent's going to use New Genesis again, this time getting a Monkey D. Luffy from Starter Deck 16. Using Backlight, they're going to get rid of our carrot. We're just going to let it go. So it looks like they have 5 Dawn. They're going to use their rested Uda blocker's effect to give an additional Dawn, going 11 into 8 here. Using card action here, we're going to rest down their 7-drop blocker. And we're going to give them the killer blocker here. We're not going to use Razanati to save it. They're going to use New Genesis here to ready their leader and go 11k back into it. We're going to have to give them some counter out of hand. It's going to be all the counter we have left. Back to us. We draw into another 2k. Put 1 on leader, or 1 on Kid, pressuring 9 into the rested Uda blocker. They give that up. We're going to play it on a Basil Hawkins. Putting 2 on leader. We're going to pressure 7 into life here. Opponent takes that, leaving 1 Dawn open, passing it back to the opponent, and they scoop it up. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you all are enjoying the videos. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. It helps the channel grow. Deck profile will be in the description, as well as timestamps for the matches. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.